Mr. Igini, right. We've gone through all this process.
Right. Okay.
Well, it's interesting.
Now,
the Supreme Court judgment that we've seen. There's a lot of money because I know that there are a lot of noise when INEC came forward to say they need so billions of naira to purchase the card reader machine and to print the PVC. And the National Assembly approved it, that we are good to go. But again, when we look at it, how will the nation spend such amount? And at the end of the day, this is in cognizance with the law of the country. And at the end of the day, the court has discountenanced the card reader.
Now, it was I just giving this little brief background so that we move into that area. Now, Nigeria can appreciate where we are coming from. So I agree with you. Now, the point now of that, true, in the 2013 budget act, it was appropriated for, passed by the national, and that is law. The 2014 also, you also had the funding of the card reader. Recall, as you said a while ago, when we had a program here, when we were explaining to the nation, on the 17th of February, on Tuesday.
Tuesday after the program.
After the program, the Senate invited the commission, and our chairman then went with a team of staff to demonstrate the card reader usage at the floor of the Senate. Senate was satisfied and thereafter requested that INEC should go further. It was demonstrated in 12 states. Nobody objected to anything. Now coming back to the law. First, as I have said in the interview I had in one the papers today, it's unfortunate that even what you don't have in the law is being read into it. What now is the battleground is section 49, subsection 1 and 2 of the Electoral Act. Now, if you look at the Electoral Act, the section in question, subsection 1 says that a presiding officer will come before, the voter will come before a presiding officer with his or her voter's card. Who is a presiding officer? If you look at the section 156 of the Electoral Act, it does not tell you, does not define who is a presiding officer. Presiding officer and the 8th function allocated to him can be found only in INEC manual. So that you can understand the implication.
The INEC guidelines.
Guidelines and manual.
Which was actually fabricated by INEC itself.
All right, because INEC has power under section 153 to make manual guidelines for the conduct of elections.
Even the PVC and the card readers are in INEC guidelines.
Absolutely. No one of them you find right here. So when section 149(2) says that when the presiding officer is satisfied, rightly, the National Assembly recognized the fact that the mode of satisfaction is to be left to INEC. A presiding officer is an INEC official, whether permanent or ad hoc. Now, you can only find the status defined in the guideline and manual of INEC. Therefore, to say that INEC staff that you will not find in the Electoral Act, but you will find in the manual, who has a duty to be satisfied that the person who has come is the rightful person, you cannot say because that should not be accorded a prime place in the electoral process. Because this is because, Sean, this is this. The fact is that the card reader has come to strengthen section 49 of the Electoral Act. Because why do we introduce card reader? The card reader was told because of the fact that before now, the manual, anybody can do anything with the manual. When results are released, prior now, the total number of votes will usually exceed the total number of registered.
But some lawyers
will also exceed the total number of accredited voters. So the card reader came in to ensure that once you have been, your card first will have to be verified by
the card machine
with the
PVC,
with the PVC.
Yeah,
it
and
will
the card machine.
All right, it will be verified.
Yeah.
To show that it is genuine.
Yeah.
Now, when it is verified, all right, they will check on the register whether your name is on the electronic voters register. Because there's a kind of definition right here now. Now, after they have checked that, we now requested that let us check your biometric. In the event that we are not able to do that, there's a provision for incident form, because you will not deny anybody because you are not able, you have seen the person, is before you, you have checked on the corridor, the name is also on the EVR, electronic voter register. You cannot deny him. We will now give him incident form.
But
how has the corridor, under the circumstance, affected, violated Section 49, and Section 49 is referring to INEC official?
Some lawyers have argued that the card reader is a violation of the Electoral Act.
How has it violated the Electoral Act? Nobody has shown how it has violated the Electoral Act. Because that the card reader came to strengthen. And again, when I talk about crisis of definition, when they are saying manual, they are still referring to manual prior years back, when you have manual handwriting.
But yes,
the register you have now,
Mr. Igini, what is in the Nigerian Electoral Act, which guides our election and our electoral process, is the manual register or the manual process of conducting our elections. Does it not mean that when INEC goes ahead with the use of these electronic and technologies, is in violation of what guides our electoral process?
Section 52 of the Electoral Act says that electronic voting is hereby prohibited for now. Where we are now, we are not doing electronic voting. How do we identify a genuine voter? That is where we are at the moment.
Okay, just a moment. Let me quickly read Section 52, subsection B, 1B of the Nigerian Electoral Act as amended 2010. It says that the use of electronic voting machine for the time being is prohibited. And the section 52, subsection 2, goes further to say, a voter on receiving a ballot paper shall mark it in the manner prescribed by the commission. If the electoral says that it is being prohibited, and we still go ahead, and you are saying that we have actually gotten to the point of technology, but our laws does not recognize technology.
No, I think let us not mix that with this.
No, but is it not true?
No, the issue, voting, electronic voting is different from accreditation. We have not got to that level. We are not doing that at the moment.
A lot of Nigerians now who are watching, just a moment, a lot of Nigerians who are watching now, some of them who are familiar with this section of the law are saying, we are not into electronic voting. But, well, accreditation is part of our election. And they will be asking that is prohibited. So there's going to be a need for an explanation of what this means with the process of accreditation.
No, what I'm saying, let us not introduce that extraneous debate right now, because even the Supreme Court, in the various excerpts that we have seen so far, they are not talking about that area. Section 52 is a different thing altogether. And the commission has not got to that level. Because, you remember, in the last interview we had when I was in office, I showed to Nigerians the various voting machines that you find in different jurisdictions. That Nigeria, we are not doing that at the moment. Where we are is to how do we increase the fidelity of the register? How do we ensure that people you don't vote on behalf of other people? And that is what the corridor has come to do. Don't forget that the corridor, by the nature of it, now people look some of the statements I have read, to the extent that the courts are even being urged to discountenance the corridor. In some submissions we have seen, this is a tragedy, because the corridor simply is to strengthen. With the corridor, you cannot manipulate anymore.
All right.
Because when you end, the problem you have with Section 49 now, where they have misconstrued Section 49, is that they are unable to separate accreditation from voting.
All right.
Because Section 2 says, once the presiding officer is satisfied, you begin giving a ballot paper to vote. But that don't happen.
All right, just a moment.
Accreditation is different. And you will never find the word accreditation in the Electoral Act.
Just a moment,
it's
Mr.
only
Ogini.
in the manual.
All right, just a moment, Mr. Ogini. We take a moment. And when we return, did the card reader violate any law? We get some more explanation and insight. And one interesting thing is that during the tribunals, INEC appointed lawyers opposed the use of card readers at the tribunal. Is it not interesting? Well, we'll find out when we return. Stay with us.